with this. I think your prediction was a little bit premature, but is being proven correct. The Twins, after being swept by the Dodgers in 2 games, are now a game and a half back of the Guardians, who won again last night.
Yes.
So you predicted the downfall, I think, in June, and it didn't occur then. But I think we might be in the process of seeing it now.
Well, what is it? They had the nice run. They were 20 something, 13, 27 and 13 or something. They are 30 and 37 in their last 67, 30 and 37. And this is, that's 10, 11 weeks. That's a trend here. And I got a question for you. Is Urshela hurt now? Urshela, is he hurt? Why in God's
I don't
name?
think so.
Why in God's name do you play Wednesday's game with Tim Beckham as your DH and don't have Urshela play? What the hell? What is that? What the hell is that? This guy's 30 years old. He doesn't need a designated day off. What is that? Why do you have this guy playing? He hadn't played in the big leagues for 4 years. Okay, he was hitting 400 in St. Paul. Who cares? I mean, what is? I don't get it. I just don't get it. And now all of a sudden you're going down the road and you got you got your new pitcher, Molly, pitching tonight, and then you send out Bundy and Archer. You're underdogs. You're going to play the Angels 3 games. You're going to be underdogs in 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
As terrible as they've been, and you don't have to face Ohtani. So I like what they did with the bullpen, but you can't. This lineup sucks. This lineup is terrible. What are they going to do? They can't keep anybody. When you got somebody who's good, healthy, play him. You got to play your lineup. I mean, this is it. You're going in the tank here. And you got to play your lineup, and I just don't get what he's doing. I don't get where the orders are coming and what are they doing. But it's now the time of year, middle of August. You got to stop resting people. This is it. This is the push, man, and you got to, they got to play. Your team has to play. Buxton, okay, we're not going to see a full-time player. I can admit that. But, that's okay. You need a DH anyway. You don't have one, right? When you're using Tim Beckham as your DH, you don't have one. So
should the pitcher hit, Pat?
You might as well use Buxton there. So, yeah, it's the question becomes now 500, yes or no?
Dex?
500, yes or no?
500.
Do they win 80? As in by the end of the year, they an 82 win team. Yeah, I think they're 500.
Yeah. Okay.
I think 85. I think 85 wins this division, Pat. And they're going to play a 90 win team on the wild card.
They won 85 in 1987.
That's right.
Of course, they lost their last 5 after they clinched it. So I don't know. It's now the lineups. Now the lineup is your biggest problem, not the pitching. So,
do you know who offends me? The White Sox.
Oh yeah.
What in God's name is a team that talented doing? What are they doing? They actually, I look at their scores and get more pissed off by their scores than the Twin scores.
Oh yeah. There's no excuse. I mean, they go to Kansas City and every game is 2-2 in the 8th. Yes. I mean, they never. What's wrong with getting 10 once in a while with that lineup? It's I don't know. It's they're not, and they can't get Tony fired till the end of the year, so he'll be gone at the end of the year. But yeah, what a flop they are, because you look at the lineup as you say, and you say, well, now Tim Anderson's gone, and
I've had injuries.
The bad news for that is that it'll really hurt him hitting wise. The good news is they might have a shortstop who catches the ball and throws it to first base, so that'll be it. That's always an asset. You know who else has been a flop here for about a month? Our guy Correa.
Yes.
He's. I mean, where is it? Let's go. His clutch hitting has been horrible. he doesn't deliver in the clutch, and that's something they desperately need.
He's not going to get paid though at the that's what's intriguing. There's no way that he's going to get the contract Boris wants for him, especially with what Dansby Swanson, Bogarts, and Turner are shortstops who are going to be free agents. So it's going to be very interesting to see that.
I don't think. I mean, Turner's can run and he's pretty good, but he's not going to beat him out for money. But Swanson's age and
Bogarts
and Bogarts just being a better player, a better hitter. That's you're right. He's they might turn around and say, yeah, if you want to give us 2 more years at 36, you can keep him. I don't know. It's and I'm so sick of reading about this. Well, yeah, but he's a team leader. Okay, it's his fault they're 30 and 37 now. He's a team leader. We'll blame him. Yeah, thanks for the leadership here, pal. That was some great leadership we've been seeing lately. You're 30 and 37. I don't want, if I was him, I'd say, no, I'm not the leader. I'm just another guy. Please, I'm just a guy who's here trying to do my job and not doing it that well right now. Hell of a shortstop, but you need more. You need more hitting wise. That's for sure.
If Correa continues to also slump, Pat, and does he stay for 1 more year and then try to re-up the value and then cash out next year? Because I mean, at this rate, who's going to give him a big money if he ends up getting on the market with 16 home runs and 50 RBI?
Yeah, that's the danger for him though. Opting out. If you opt out, the Twins aren't paying you 36 again. Right. This team's not going to pay you 36 for this. So it's not, if he opts out, he's gone. He's gone. I don't know how many days. Most of these things you have to make the decision instantly, right? It's like 2 days after the season, you got to let them know whether you're opting out or not. So
yes,
I don't know. It's as I said, when push comes to shove, they're going to be. They're not going to be. They're going to win more games than we thought they were, but it's not going to be remembered as some memorably shocking season. That's they just aren't that good. They just aren't that good. That's 30 and 37 without Buxton playing every day, with the other injuries they had. Max Kepler, my God, why didn't they try to move him? I mean, he was the guy this winter.
I think they'll try
at the deadline. You mean, or when, Pat?
I'm not a hitting expert. Okay, I'll admit that. But
come on, Charlie Lau.
He's got this swing where he's got the first thing he does is dip, right? Mm-hmm. And then he comes back up. So he's never on plane. Yeah. You gotta, they used to say Maurer was great because he kept the bat in the zone for all that time. This guy's, the bat and the ball have this much room to meet each other. He's going up like this. He's got to hit. He's got to act. Anytime he gets a hit, it's an accident. He pops up 90% of the time.
And therein lies the danger of the entire launch angle fad.
Yes.
Because he is clearly swinging as he has been taught he should swing.
Yeah.
And you're exactly right, though. It's a pop-up.
Yeah. It's
this stuff.
Why is he hitting 4th, by the way? He's hitting 9th.
The lineup construction confuses me a lot of times, Pat. So I have no idea.
Hitting 4th. So yeah, it's it was fun while it lasted, but yeah, it ain't happening, folks. And that Cleveland team, they got to look in the mirror every day and say, "We're in first place. What the hell with this lineup?"
Larry Wolf.
Almighty. It's amazing.
Larry Wolf.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. So, has there ever been a worse idea than opening the NFL exhibition season with a day game in Vegas? Why the hell are they playing a day game? You go to Vegas, it's got to be a night game, right? Why the hell are they playing a day game? It's 115. I don't care what I know you're inside and it's a dome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I suppose if you're going out there, you like it because you can go to the game and leave in the third quarter when all the regulars are out and go chase hookers all night. But that's if you're a Vikings fan. But for the spectators, we don't want to watch a day game from Vegas. We want them to take shots of the neon lights outside and tell us all that's going on.
I got bad news. The regulars, I don't think you're going to see them for a series even. I don't think they're going to play.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not at all. That's kind of the new trend now, isn't it? I saw Aaron Rodgers had a great quote on that. If I'm going to play one series, I might as well play 9. It doesn't make, why go out and go 3 and out and punt and say, oh, well, we got a chance to look at Aaron. He handed off twice to the big fullback. And then what's the name of that big moose that they run into the line? And then, yeah, it is. So I think you're probably right. Kirk's got some disease now too, right?
Kirk's sick. Kirk got sent home sick yesterday on Thursday.
Okay.
Pretty sure it's going to be COVID, but we've not been officially told that yet. But
a lot of people getting that, whatever version this is.
Yep.
A lot of people have it, and not too many people getting terribly sick with it. So that's good.
It has allowed us to see, Patrick, that let's just say the backup QBs are not sufficient.
Well, Mannion, he can't be any worse than he was when he was the backup for 2 previous years, right? He's got to be the same guy, right?
Yeah, he is.
Did he play the game last year when Cousins didn't play? He played that game.
He started. It was awful.
Yeah. Well.
And then Mon came in for a series.
Who was I looking at? Who was I looking at as the backup quarterback someplace? Is it Chicago? They got a couple of guys that Mannion, I think one of the either Detroit or Chicago's got a couple of backups who make Mannion look like Dan Marino. They don't have the young guy either. But Kellen Mond, how did we get talked into him? How did Spielman get talked into him? Great athlete, right? Good arm, throws the ball 80
4-year
yards.
starter. I think, I don't know.
I guess those might all qualify. Who knows with Rick?
You know what? Kellen Mond is one of the is quite the flop when you consider how badly Viking fans want to embrace these guys if they see them do anything in an exhibition game. If they complete 2 out of 4, they're the future, right? We got the quarterback taken care of. And yet, I think even the true believers have backed off on him, right?
There are calls to bring back Kyle Sloter. That's my favorite.
Oh, sure.
He got let go by Jacksonville, and I've seen tweets, hey, just bring him back. He was great in the preseason.
Oh, yeah. He's a phenom. Was he ever Mr. Mankato?
I don't remember. He might have been.
Must have been a candidate, huh?
Oh, I'm sure he was.
Pat, we had Manny Hill and Ross Brendel up in Winnipeg yesterday watching some CFL football. I wonder if they can bring down one of those quarterbacks, for God's sakes, with them at this rate.
My guy Erdman, I wrote about Erdman today. He's with the Vikings in Vienna. He's 8-0. Let's get him over here. Last year he had a 1-day, 1-hour tryout there last year, along with some other guy named Case somebody, and they kept the other guy. So
Case Cookus.
But he
USFL hero.
Oh, was he a USFL guy?
Yeah, I think he had a good year.
How long did he stick around? As soon as everybody got healthy again, he was gone.
They brought in 2 guys last year when the entire QB room, aside from Browning, got sick, and I think they released him almost immediately after the quarantine was done for those guys.
Spinning the radio dials on occasion when I'm in my car. This narrative about how much better the attitude is out there is just nauseating. Just nauseating. It's, oh, man. But predictable, right? Predictable.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've heard predictions now that from certain folks that they are going to win the Super Bowl this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Now,
I think it was a premonition, I was told.
From journalists or?
No, talk show host.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no journalist said that.
Is this a guy who gets messages from God?
Yes, this is a guy who I believe that came from the Mount. The Vikings will win the Super Bowl 2022.
Okay, well, that would be interesting. That would be interesting. So I think they have a very good chance to win the Central because I predict that now that you have taken away Aaron Rodgers' main man, I think this time he came back for the money. I think he was in for the glory. I think he was in for the glory the last 2 years, 13-3 both years, right? Wasn't it 13-3?
Yeah, I think 13-3, 3 consecutive years, right, Declan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And two losses at home. I think he's back for the money now, and he doesn't have. They don't. The fact that he came back without them promising to bring Devontae back tells me that it was, that this was just how much can I get on my last contract. So, why are Detroit is on Hard Knocks, right?
Yep.
And the guy's nuts. He's old time.
Oh, Campbell, yeah, they're tackling. They're tackling to the ground,
hitting each other, but why, beyond them being on Hard Knocks, are people optimistic about them? I'm hearing like, oh, they're the sneaky. They're the third team in the race in the NFC North.
Which is, I guess, is that impressive, or is that also how bad Chicago is going to be this year too? Is it more by default? But Pat, they've kind of built up a lot of their lines, and people are saying in about a year, look out for the kiddies. They could actually be coming up.
Well, they do have a chance to have a competitive offensive line if they don't get two guys hurt like they usually do. So, then our guy Ragnow, he ended up. I mean, he's great, but didn't he miss the whole half of the year last year?
Yes.
That's what happens with offensive lines. But
yes,
let's not forget this. They're the Lions.
Right.
They could screw up a one-car parade. They always, it's a tradition of being terrible. Like the Tigers. This was the year the Tigers were going to turn it around, right? They fired my guy Al.
It's about time they fired Avila. My God.
I loved Al. Al was the greatest.
I bet Hinch said, I'm done. If he's not fired, I'm done.
Al and I, Gardy's first workout day, I talked to Al for a half hour, and we both had equal knowledge of deep analytics.
Exactly.
Virtually none. I could have done as much, except Al had his gun stolen from behind the center field fence the day before. So that's the only difference between Al and I. Nice fella, but
that's not the point.
No, it's not. It is not. And they were for some reason they were a little better last year. But the Twins only have 3 runs. I just don't know. The Twinkies are. I don't see it with this lineup now. Now that the lineup's a problem, what the hell? How are they going to do it? I don't get it. Yeah. I think our fellows have seen last place for the last. I can't say that though, because Cleveland, if they ever have to play anybody, has got a chance to lose 8 out of 10 too, right?
Exactly.
Oh yeah, that's why the White Sox piss me off, because they're the team that should be up by 6.5 games right now.
Oh God, yes, yeah. I think their over and under was 90. I think I recall 89.5, 90, and that seemed a little conservative. Well, their pitching is. Every time you look at them, they're sending out a pitcher that you heard of. It's supposed to be fairly good, unlike the rest of these clowns. So unreal to say the least. Plus, our guy Joe Ryan, not quite the phenom we thought, right?
Needs some secondary pitching badly.
Yes,
that fastball's only going to get so far.
Yes, he does. I think if we go back to April or May, I said, the thing about these young guys is when the problems start, when they have the first couple of bad ones, then they're not just automatic strike throwers like they, because his big thing was, here it is, boom, 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 and always ahead of the hitters. But when you have to start trying to hit corners, that makes a little bit of difference.
Absolutely. Did you watch the Field of Dreams game at all last night?
I wouldn't watch those two teams if they were.
What if they were in your backyard by the pool? What if they came to your backyard and played a game in your backyard?
No, I always said my wife wouldn't watch the Super Bowl if it was in my backyard, and I wouldn't watch. And
Pull the
they're
drapes?
so stupid. They're so stupid. They had last year was phenomenal, right? They had this phenomenal game, phenomenal. Do it again in 5 years. But you knew they were going to make it an annual event because it did well. Well, I can guarantee you the national TV ratings went from the highest for any game last year to 1 again. Who cares? 2 terrible teams playing in the corn. They're still. I mean, they can't. But it's modern sports. You can't not beat something to death.
Yeah,
right?
you beat
NHL with outdoor hockey games. They had this wonderful event. New Year's Day. Okay, let's have 6 of them. They're people. They just can't. They can't stop beating stuff to death. And now they, now you go to, last year you said to somebody, yeah, I was at the Field of Dreams game. Oh, great. It must have been this. And now somebody says they went to the Field of Dreams game. You say, what the hell's wrong with you? You got to see the Cubs and the Reds.
Good news, though. It's going to take at least next year off. They're not going to play it next year because they're going to be they are going to be putting in, get this, Pat, the goal, 9 more fields in the corn. 9 more.
Any corn left.
Exactly right. And a hotel.
You gotta have corn.
Well, no, I think we're going to make Dyersville much bigger.
Well, I think they make the money on all the little league teams coming down there and playing, right? I mean,
yes.
like the
Seaford's kids team played there last year.
Who? Seaford's kids team? I think
Kevin's kids team played there last year.
Told me that they're talking about a trip down there next year. By the way, overrated movie. Overrated.
I agree with that. I agree with that one.
Not one of my 5 favorite baseball movies.
Bull Durham, 10 times the movie.
Yes, and let's face it, Major League's in a class by itself. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Harry. Harry Doyle.
I love 61. 61's great. I love that one.
61 was good.
61's good. I like 61.
61 was good. But yeah, Field of Dreams, you know what? I like to cry at films as much as the next guy, but the whole catch with the dad thing to me was so cliched. I just couldn't get it. It didn't make me emotional at all.
One of the amazing moments I've had at a movie theater was 15 years ago. There was this movie about somebody who sends out a bottle into the ocean, and this guy picks it up and bottle in the water or something, and then he ends up dying in a sailing accident at the end. And I'm watching the preview, and they show this guy on the shore, and it turned around, and it was Costner, and the whole theater went, oh. They were sick of Costner.
Yes.
Right? The whole
That's
theater
so true. Yes.
Maudlin crap. And they were, they turned around, and of course, Waterworld, one of the great disasters in movie
Ishtar.
history. Yeah.
The Ishtar of the 90s.
Yes, it was unbelievable. But I loved that. There were 60 people in the theater. Oh, Costner.
Pat, last thing, I don't know if you finished it. I finished Blackbird over last week, and the last episode came out. I don't know if did you see the finale first off? Have you finished it? The picture of what Jimmy Hall actually, or not Jimmy Hall, Larry Hall looked like. Oh my God, you would have thought it was the same guy.
Yes, his twin brother.
Oh my God.
I got a news. This guy ought to try to maintain some kind of do a lot of work with to make sure he doesn't start looking too old, because every time that hey, we need a fat creep for this movie, call him.
God, that guy's great.
That guy's gonna be in every slightly off kilter fat guy Get him. He's
Yeah,
gonna,
don't lose weight, dude. He's
No,
one guy.
oh, God,
Don't lose weight.
No. Now, yeah, don't lose Blake because, and like Melissa whatchamacallit did. She's not funny anymore.
Which is why you were never invited
is
back
why
on
I've never
FM
back on,
107. You were banned.
Right away, I'm banned on my talk by saying, what's her last name?
McCarthy.
Melissa McCarthy. All I said was she was funnier when she was fat. That was it. I was done. She was fat. Okay, I'm fat. She was.
You were
fat.
damn near me too'd.
Yeah, I was.
You were almost me too'd by FM 107.
Fat's fat. Here's fat. There's fat there. So fat's fat. What the hell? It's a facts of life, man.
Yeah. All right, Ricey. We'll talk to you next week.
All right. By then, the Twins ought to be 6 out.
Here we go again. Bye.
Thanks, Pat. By the way, that Rapping with Royce session powered by our friends at Federated Mutual Insurance Company. They've been around for almost as long as Patrick Royce. Find out all the industries that Federated protects at federatedinsurance.com.